quite a bit of video watching about what's going on in the Middle East. And I've put a playlist up that I'm going to show you the playlist, and I might review a couple of the highlights of what's going on over there. But we're getting different versions of what's going on, completely absurd and possibly misinformation from what's going on in the Middle East. Now, I've been watching that all last night, and I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning and I watched it for about 2 hours. I got about 12 hours of watching live feed from the Gaza area and Israel. And I want to go over some of the stuff that I see because none of it makes any sense. Okay, the first thing that doesn't make any sense is that on the first day, on the very first day, they said 250 people were eliminated at a kibbutz, and that women were assaulted and babies were slaved. That's what they said. That's the news feed from day one. But now there's news feed saying none of that happened. None of it happened. Now, I don't know what's true. I'm only going to give you the videos in my playlist and give you a brief synopsis of what's going on. But one thing I will tell you is that numbers, you know, I keep track of the numbers. So on day one, Gaza participants in the tragedy that's going on over there, 900 died. And Israel, about the same amount. We're just going to say 900 on day one because it wasn't clear. One news feed said 800, one said 1,100. So let's just say 900 on each side on day one. Then the Israeli airstrikes started on day two, and they put about more than, I think it was 400 airstrikes, and they did it at night and in the daytime. And then they showed you the devastation that was going on in the Gaza Strip, in the Gaza area. So they showed you that in the daytime there were buildings that were 20 stories plus, 25 stories, 15 stories. And it looked like that they were systematically moving the artillery shells over by a few hundred feet for each shell. So on the blocks that they showed you in the daytime in Gaza, there were hundreds of buildings, one after the other, after the other, after the other, after the other. So there may have been 400 artillery shells, but 1,500 buildings were destroyed on day one to day two. Then on day three, they did the same thing with 450 artillery shells. And they did that at night. So you could see that one artillery shell would land right here. I'm going to get to the comments in about 30 seconds. And the next artillery shell would land a few hundred feet away, because at night you could see much better. In the daytime, everything turned into a black cloud. But at night, you could see the flashes over here, and then the next, as if they were working from a grid. And they were working from right to left, facing the screen. I'll go to the comments now. And then we'll open that up. We'll open this up for discussion. Now, I'm also going to show you my playlist. And I'm going to give you a synopsis.
A portable charger is definitely a must-have.
I'll give you a synopsis of what's going on in the playlist. So, Jonesy Jones, Mike You're a good fella. Absolutely you are. Thanks, Jonesy Jones. Mike has 13 licenses. That's what you can call a major accomplishment. I have 11. 11 licenses, Jonesy. 11. I've had 11, not 13. Thank you. I could name them all. I had a commercial driver's license for up to 15,000 pounds. I had a boat captain's license. I had an airframe license for the Federal Aviation Administration. I had a power plant license for the Federal Aviation Administration. And I had an FCC Class 1 radio communication license for the Coast Guard navigation. Then I had and what's the name? Experimental aircraft pilot's license. I had an excavation license. I had a septic tank license. I had a landscaping license. And I had a land clearing license. 11 licenses, Jonesy. 11. Not a lot of people can say that. Now, none of those, well, the airframe and power plant is still good. Desert Storm, they said Iraqi soldiers, DNC, thanks, Jonesy. DNC's Human Circus. In Desert Storm, they said Iraqi soldiers took Kuwait babies out of the incubators. I remember that false flag story. In hospitals, ICUs, intensive care units, none of that happened. I remember that story. And left them to die. Never happened. There is always jerks trying to spread propaganda. So when they say babies were slaughtered, take it with a grain of salt, says DNC. Jonesy said, you noticed, Mike, the media has stopped talking about Ukraine. Jonesy, the media has stopped talking about Ukraine, and the media has stopped talking about Hawaii. And the death toll in Hawaii, according to the civilians, the people that live there, is 2,000 plus people are missing altogether. And the news feed media is saying 112 people died. Nobody can understand how aluminum in the cars can melt. It's a distraction from Hawaii, and it's a distraction for the money that was absconded by the Ukrainian politicians, because they figure there's an estimate of 40% of whatever money was sent to Ukraine went directly into private bank accounts, or more. But 40% they're absolutely sure of. So the distraction is, let's stop talking about Ukraine because they're losing. And I have a video in my playlist that says that. The other distraction is away from Maui fires. No news feed at all. But what's more important is that as far as Israel is concerned, now there are Jewish professors that are coming out and saying that the people of Gaza have been put in a prisoner of war camp or detention camp, or like a gulag, for 50 plus years. But the main topic that I want to talk about today is just before the day that the kibbutz was supposedly raided, because it's all supposed, we don't have actual footage, and people were slaughtered there. That's all hearsay. But that day and weeks before, several weeks before, there were not hundreds and not thousands, but hundreds of thousands of Israeli citizens in the streets going back several months, protesting against Mr. Netanyahu's doing something with the legal system to allow more stringent rules on Gaza. And that video I will show you when I get to it. So, for weeks before the kibbutz incident, there were hundreds of thousands of Israeli protesters in the streets, according to the videos in my playlist. But the most significant factor that says this might be a false flag is that when, for all of history, Israeli soldiers have guarded the fence wall between Gaza and Israel, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Well, that day, there were no guards on the border, and for 7 hours, the people in the kibbutz said that they were being invaded. 7 hours, nobody responded to phone calls. No military responded to phone calls, according to the video that I have in my playlist. No military response, no Air Force response, no Israeli police response. For 7 entire hours, the attack was supposed to be taking place, and not a single military or police from Israel responded to hundreds or thousands of phone calls, leading up to the point where, how is that possible? Just like it wasn't possible for every fire system and alarm system and siren system in Hawaii to fail all on the same day at the same moment. Just like on September 11th, that there was another, what they called operation going on, and they didn't know if it was real or imaginary. This is how they do this. And then the thing that DNC mentioned with the babies and the incubators, I remember that. Everybody was up in arms over that. It turned out there were no babies and there were no incubators. So they're doing it again. And they're doing it with the intention of completely eliminating Gaza, which is what Mr. Netanyahu's plans were, and why the people in Israel were protesting in the streets against Mr. Netanyahu's proposed plans to take away more rights from the people in Gaza. So let's go back to the, I'm going to show you the playlist. Good morning, Michael Dowdy. Good morning, Michael Dowdy. Hello, Scott Del Fuego. Hey, Jack Thompson. Always a fistful of truth. So let me get this playlist up there, and I want to get the playlist so that you guys can, I'm going to give you the link for the playlist. Let me turn this around. I put a couple of playlists out today. One of them is music by Scott Del Fuego. Playlists. Okay, this is the playlist with 12 videos. I didn't copy the link for that. Okay. It's public. Okay. Is there a link for that? How do I do this? Hold on a minute. I'm not... playlist details manually stored in YouTube. Okay, so this is the name of the playlist. It's called N-E-T, in Yahoo. Yahoo's Israeli War. All right, let's get rid of that. I'll go over here. So let's there's got to be a link for that playlist. So let's go to my channel and let's go to that playlist, and then I'll get you the link for that. So the playlists, And then let's click on this playlist, and then there's the link.
We pulled it up.
Right there. Okay. So this playlist has 12 videos. Now we're going to go over the videos momentarily, because there's a couple of videos I want to talk about. The one that DNC and most people would be interested in is there is a Palestinian, I believe, news orator that said there were no dead babies, there was no rapes at the kibbutz, no rapes and no dead babies. That's what they said, and I don't know if it's true or not. And then let's go back over here to channel content. We got to go back. This is a little complicated because, as you know, I'm not real good at this, but okay, so here is, let's go to my live streams. Let's go to my, and we're just going to put the playlists up for you guys to check it out. Okay, so let's go here. We saved that. Now, in the playlist, let's go to the playlist now. Where is the playlist? Let's go to the video, okay? Let's push this here. Let's click on the playlist. And then when I get to the playlist, they're all Jimmy Dore videos. So the first video, this one here, I'll just give you a synopsis. This one says, the only way to end this conflict is for a total annihilation of one side or the other. That's this one. Now, this one here is probably more important. I didn't put them in order. This one here is the fact that Hezbollah, or what the supposed enemy that they are fighting, was created by Israel and funded by Israel, even as recently as 2019 by Mr. Netanyahu. So Mr. Netanyahu in 2019, 4 years ago, funded Hezbollah because they were funding Hezbollah in order to fight the PLO in the country of in Gaza. So in other words, they did something called triangulation, which is what the frail man does. He triangulates. So Netanyahu was triangulating Hezbollah against the PLO by funding two different organizations and pitting them against one another, that they would leave Israel alone. That's true, what they did. And it goes back to 1989. Let's open this up in a new link. Let me give you the link for this. It goes back
This is the latest
to 1989.
anti-blue light reading glasses.
1989 is what in this video shows you that in 1989, Hezbollah was created in order to fight the PLO. And it's been funded by Israel and Netanyahu himself for the last 24 years. That's true. I remember them doing that years ago. So this video proves that even in 2019, Mr. Netanyahu was funding Hezbollah in order to fight the PLO. But now they turned on Israel. So they say. So they say. But we don't know that for sure. Now I'm completely confused because the screen went blank. I'm having a lot of problems with my modem. I'm sorry about that. I'll turn this around. Okay, it's back on. I'll turn it back around. Okay, so now I have to get to, okay, all right, so this is the one that shows you that Hezbollah, or the forces that supposedly attacked Israel this week, last Saturday, is being funded by Netanyahu and Israel, and has been being funded by Israel and Netanyahu since 1989. So there's a lot of conflicting stories as to whether or not this group was started by Israel. That's pretty much been confirmed, that Israel actually started the Hezbollah movement. It's really confusing. I've watched a lot of videos. This is probably the best video that anybody will ever hear right now. This is a music video by Scott Del Fuego. Let's just break from Israel for a minute. Let's listen to what Scott Del Fuego has to say.
Let's go to BOGO, come on baby, let's go to BOGO, come on baby, let's go to BOGO, come on baby, we're going to BOGO, yes baby, we're going to BOGO, let's go to BOGO now, everybody wants to how, come on now, let's go to BOGO. Early in the morning I will leave Pang Lao, get on a ferry to Cebu. Then I'm gonna take a bus to BOGO, cause I got some questions for you.
For you.
You're gonna answer my questions in BOGO. You're gonna answer my questions in BOGO. Lots of bloggers are going to BOGO. All sorts of people gonna go to BOGO. Let's go to BOGO now, answer my questions now. Come on down to BOGO with me. Come on, baby, let's go to BOGO. Come on, baby,
let's go to BOGO, baby. Let's go to BOGO. Let's get autographs. Autographs from the world's famous bloggers. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Now, let's go back to the videotape, as I call it. And let's go up to the comments. A fistful of truth, says Jack Thompson. Seems like lately all the conspiracy theories are conspiracy facts. Jack has giant testes. DNC, scoot over a little, will you? Jeesh. Hey, face runner. Jack Thompson, I love the fact that Jimmy finally came over to the Enlightenment. Yeah, he was on the wrong side for a long time, Jack. You're right about that. But now he's on the right side. I dare Prunk to take a true punch in the kisser from Scott Del Fuego. Face Runner says, between the river and the sea, Abraham, daddy of Israel, Ottoman daddy of Palestine, in reality belongs to Egypt. Then the Romans, and now the Lord belongs to the world heritage as it should be. Face Runner, someone said you dropped lysergic diethylchromine the other day. I think that it's still having a slight effect. Jack, did you have your pants on? Call in Fridays. My name is the Dark Lord. Hi. Well, that sounds like the Dark Sith or the Dark Vortex, or it sounds like somebody who's very frail and can't take the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, because he can't handle the truth. And this is the truth, baby. We're going to give you 56 seconds of truth.
Let's go to BOGO. Come on, baby, we're going to BOGO. Yes, now, baby, we're going to BOGO. Let's go to BOGO now. Everybody wants to how? Come on now, let's go to BOGO. Early in the morning, I will leave Pang Lao. Get on a ferry to Cebu. Then I'm gonna take a bus to BOGO, cause I got some questions for you. You're gonna answer my questions in BOGO. You're gonna answer my questions in BOGO. Lots of bloggers are going to BOGO. All sorts of people gonna go to BOGO. Let's go to BOGO now. Answer my questions now. Come on down to BOGO with me.
That's right, baby. Soon as the dates, soon as John Blaze finds out the information from the secretary of what day it's not going to rain or snow in BOGO, we're all going to have a big meetup and get each other's autographs. That's true. John Blaze is you want to get in touch with John Blaze for more details. So this next on the playlist is the three biggest lies, and here is the one where there's a Palestinian, I think, news reporter saying that there were no babies beheaded at the kibbutz, nobody was raped, and 250 were not killed. So this one here, let's go here. We're not going to. We're not going to play that. I want to get the title, and I want to get the link for you guys. So these are probably the two most important videos in the playlist. So you guys can either believe what you read, but there's conflicting stories. But one thing that is true is that the faction of soldiers or warriors that Israel is fighting now, today, was funded by Israel in 1989, and even as near in the past, the near past of 1989 was funded by Israel itself. And 1998, that was 4 years ago. Even in 1998, Israel funded the Hezbollah. And they did that for a very specific reason. And the reason was in order for it to fight the PLO. That's what these articles are saying. So you guys could believe what you want to believe and not believe what you don't want to believe, but it's entirely up to you. I'm going to go to the next playlist. The next one on the playlist is not the next one on the playlist, but this is Norman Finkelstein, who is a professor and theologian and philosopher and an Israel firster. He says that this is all against what he calls humanity, humanity's rules. It's hard for me to say. Norman Finkelstein. And that Palestinians had no other option, okay? So, here's what you need to know about Gaza's history. So, this guy is a Jewish scholar. I'm not going to post every video. I'm only posting the ones that I think are more important. You could watch them or not. It makes no difference to me. I don't personally care whether you watch them or not. I watch them for you. And I'm telling you that these are the ones that I would put most credence in, and also the fact that the Hezbollah has been funded by Israel since 1989, and as recently as just a few years ago. So what you want to do with this information is up to you. And then all right, face front. If you're not going to put stuff up there that makes sense, don't put it up. I don't need to read to try to. figure out what it is that you're trying to say. Israel's command's headgear is chill, an area I approve. Come on, get off the channel or I'll block you, or put stuff up there that makes sense. You need to stop that. I'm not going to deal with that shit. Okay, so the mountain of Gaza would never be attacked inside the 20-mile buffer. No one knows what the mountain of Gaza is, and that's the last time I'm going to request that you be more specific. I won't say it again. I promise. Hello, Jeff. Jeff the Killer. Jeff the Killer. Oh, you guys with the names. Okay, so let's go back to my my playlist here. Okay, so here is now this one here. They are absolutely sure. They are absolutely sure that this one here is. I gotta put you guys on mute for about 30 seconds. Okay, this video here is probably the most important video in the playlist, but like I said, they're not in order. This video here, at exactly this timestamp, where is this? At 11 minutes. We're just going to put down at 11 minutes. At 11. I got to put you on mute again for another 15 seconds.
Saturday morning, we heard that, first of all, they were...
Okay. Okay, so, proof, 7 hours before help arrived at the kibbutz. Those of you who don't know what a kibbutz is, I went out with a girl named Elise Zenright, and I grew up with her and her sister Holly and her brother Alan Zenright. And it's 11 hours before help arrived. Help. H-E-L-P. At the kibbutz. K-I-B-B-U-T-Z. All right. So 7 hours. So in other words, in this video that I'm going to put the link to right now, cell phone communication to the military, cell phone communication to the Israeli police, cell phone communication to the Air Force and Israeli Army was all working, but no one responded to the call saying that they were being attacked. So no one, for 7 hours, they allowed the attack to take place. Israeli Army, Israeli Air Force, Israeli police, they all allowed the attack to take place for 7 hours. And this video that I'm going to give you the link for is an entire, and I'm putting this one right at the top, an entire hour plus of information stating unequivocally that people were calling up that the kibbutz was under attack for 7 hours before anybody came to help the people in the kibbutz. So, for those of you who don't know what a kibbutz is, I'll explain it to you. When I dated Elise Zenwright, Harvey Zenwright's daughter, and Holly Zenwright's sister, and Alan Zenwright's sister, Holly, when I was dating Elise, went to Israel to live in a kibbutz. And then this is going back to 1976. And then the girl that I was dating, Elise Zenwright, she also left New York City. They lived on 93rd Street, right off Grand Central Parkway, right where I grew up, where I lived, my first house when I was born. And she moved to a kibbutz. And then what you do is you go to a place in Israel. It's like a farm where everybody works with one another, and they learn about their traditional ways, and they learn about their country, the origins of Israel, and their fathers and grandfathers' ways and things like that. So, my ex-girlfriend lived in a kibbutz, and then later on, when she came back in like 1978, then we continued dating again up until the 90s. We had grown up with each other since we were basically born. We were both about the same age, and we were both friends as children. Our parents walked us around in strollers, actually, up and down the block when we were babies. So she told me all about a kibbutz. It's kind of like a camp, but it's a kibbutz camp for Jewish people, and they learn about their heritage. All right, so let's go back to the comments. I have my own theory, says DNC. Notice that Allo disappeared, and only days later Israel was attacked. Just saying. That's one of those high probability theories. That's like, if you were going to rate that, it would be up in the high 80s, low 90s. Hey, Mark, how you doing? PA Trucker. Hey, did you hear today's song, Mark? Just driving. Let's get some. This is traveling music to BOGO. We're all going to BOGO to sign each other's autograph books. Let's play this music for PA Trucker, who's driving an 18-wheeler. Let's give him 50 seconds of pure Scott Del Fuego music pleasure, baby. Ready? Go.
BOGO, come on, baby, let's go to BOGO. Come on, baby, let's go to BOGO. Come on, baby, we're going to BOGO. Yes, now, baby, we're going to BOGO. Let's go to BOGO now. Everybody wants to how? Come on now, let's go to BOGO. Early in the morning, I will leave Pang Lao. Get on a ferry to Cebu. Then I'm gonna take a bus to BOGO, 'cause I got some questions for you. You're gonna answer my questions in BOGO. You're gonna answer my questions in BOGO. Lots of bloggers are going to BOGO. All sorts of people gonna go to BOGO. Let's go to BOGO now. Answer my questions now. Come on down to BOGO with me.
Yeah, Mark. That's driving music. That is traveling music. You're traveling, and the BOGO music is traveling, and we're going to play that song on the bus from Cebu Bus Terminal North. It's a 3-hour ride. and then we'll figure out what hotels we're going to when we get to BOGO. I'll have John Blaze. I'll tell John Blaze we need some hotel information besides what I have up. Okay, where is my live stream? Right there. Okay. Okay. I good. Pennsylvania trucker says he's good. PA trucker doesn't pull regular maintenance. He's probably driving a 17-wheeler. Oh God, that was low, DNC. Hey Mark, you be careful out there. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed Scott Del Fuego's song. I'll be posting that live as in a few minutes, as soon as I'm done with this live stream. Right now, we're just having a little fun, and I'm trying to show these people that the stories that we're getting from Israel. Now that, what I showed you so far is a little bit disturbing, but this is a lot more disturbing. The fact that, and this is true, and I don't make this stuff up, and you guys have to know by now that when I say something, it's pretty close to the exact truth. Okay, so one thing that doesn't make any sense at all. Now this one here, okay, let me turn this around. Okay. Originally, the first day, they said 1,000 people from Gaza, military and civilians, died on day one, very first day. And 900 Israelis died. The numbers conflicted up or down 100, but it was 900 and let's just say 900 and 1,000. 1,000 Israelis, of course more Israelis died than Palestinians, and 900 Palestinians. On day two, when the great state of Israel started bombing Gaza, they did 250 artillery shells and missiles, and they blew up 250 targets were destroyed. But a target could be a building that's 30 stories tall. In front of the building, behind the building, to the left and right of the building, that was also destroyed. If you look, and I'm going to show you, when one of those shells land, it blows a 30-story building completely down to the ground, but everything in front and back of it is destroyed as well. So that was the second day. And they said 800 Palestinians and 1,000 Israelis still on that day, the second day. So nothing changed from the first day to the second day. That was 250 artillery rounds. The third day was 450 more artillery rounds, or a total of 700 artillery rounds capable of blowing up a 30-story building. That's the third day. And Palestinian deaths in Gaza was still 900, and Israeli deaths was still 1,000. So now that's 3 days of continuous shelling and bombing, but the numbers didn't change. On the fourth day, Israel put out another 300 rounds of artillery shells, and I'm going to show you that, the devastation from just one shell. So that's 1,000 artillery shells capable of destroying a 30-story building with one round, and all the buildings to the left and right, front and back of it also get destroyed. So 1,000 rounds by the fourth day, and the numbers were still 900 and 1,000. On the fifth day, they blew up several warships. Now, a ship has to have people on board, hundreds of people on board, maintaining the water, the generators, the fuel system, piloting the ship. There has to be at least 100 people on each ship. and I think they said they blew up 9 ships. So that's another 900 people. The ships were destroyed. So that should have been 1,800 Palestinians and still 1,000 Israelis. But the numbers still didn't change. It's still 900 Palestinians and 1,000 Israelis, which makes me believe that they're not giving us the actual numbers because they're afraid to show the people. Now let's go to the video that shows you. It's the bottom of my playlist. Okay, it's the bottom video in my playlist, and that might change, but let's go to the airstrikes pummel Gaza. U.S. urges restraint on Israel, which is it's a total lie. That the U.S. urging restraint. That's not happening. Donald Trump, he's got his Israeli knee pads on. Robert Kennedy, they all have the traditional knee pads, so that when they go and then they go to the Wailing Wall, they bend over and they hit their head on the wall. Because Donald Trump is in his 70s, he wears knee pads. And that's the truth. So let's go. Let me find you a picture. I'm trying to find a picture of the devastation. Maybe I'm looking at this is the nighttime video. All right, let's. And every 30 seconds, they were blowing up something at night. Okay, I'm not finding a good spot on this video. Okay, every 30 seconds they were shooting off white phosphorus above the city. That's what I believe it to be, because the shells are going off. But if I go back here, one of these videos had the devastation in the daytime. It was a long video. Maybe it's this one. Okay, let's just put the sound on. I'm looking for, maybe I didn't. This lady here, she's, I don't know who she is. Eva Chihel, whatever her name is. They made her famous. Okay, that's the token famous woman who's the grandmother of missing Gidi and Noel Chiel, whoever she is. They made this face would make very famous face, this lady. You never forget her face. And part of her family apparently is missing, but that's not what I wanted to show you. I wanted to show you the devastation. This guy says that for 7 hours, no one answered the phone for the military or the police. And that starts at exactly the 11-minute mark. Okay, so at the 11-minute mark, he talks about, and he gets so upset he starts crying that the requests for military or police support at the kibbutz was not answered for 7 hours. Nobody came at all. No police, no military, no Air Force, no reserves. Nobody came at all. But now they have 350,000 soldiers. So something doesn't make any sense there. Okay, let's see if this is the one. I'm trying to find out if this is the one. No, this is not it. Now this guy's going to become very famous. This is Norman Finkelstein. He's made about 6 videos. All of them, his life's work was trying to shed light on the Gaza and Israeli conflict, his whole life. And he is totally 100% against Israel, and he's an Israeli citizen. So this guy, Norman Finkelstein, I would say that if you want to watch him live, do so this week, because he won't be around in a few weeks. Either they'll take his YouTube channel down, or they'll remove him altogether. So now I got to go see if I can find that Jimmy Dore video, because it was about the war and it was about the bombing. Oh, man. I don't know where it went. But either way, what I wanted to show you was, I'll just tell you what I wanted to show you. For miles, there's video, live footage of bombs being dropped in Gaza in the daytime. And then you see the buildings turning into rubble, and you watch them collapse as well, just like they did the World Trade Centers. And there's the video footage live is miles wide. In other words, they'll have a bomb drop over here, and you'll hear the bomb and you'll see the smoke, and then they'll pan over to the right 1.5 miles away, 2 miles away, you'll see another building over there fall down. Then they go back and forth, then they go forward and back, and it goes on for about 45 minutes, just live bombing. And then when it zooms in, they must be using one of those really good cameras. It shows you the buildings collapsing from 2 or 3 miles away. The camera's only a few miles away. And it shows you hundreds, thousands of buildings. Then they did, in that same video, drone footage, and for blocks, like say 1 mile long, the drone will go 1 mile across and 1 mile forward and 1 mile back. Nothing. Just collapsed buildings. That's why it's impossible that the numbers didn't change from day 1 to day 6. Now today is day 7. So they're not telling us the real numbers because they don't want you to know how many. Like if they said 900 people, well, that's a nice round number, 900, and 1,000 Israelis. But that hasn't changed in 6 days, because if they said one of the Jewish professors that they call the Uncle Tom Professor of Israel, that they went against Israel, one of those professors said the death toll is closer to 10,000 to 30,000 people. Now I'm showing you a playlist, but you could look it up on your own. I'll find that other video. But they dropped 1,000 rounds of ammunition. Each round is capable of destroying a 30-story building, and then all the buildings around it as well. Do you somehow believe that there were no people in any of 1,000 buildings? Do you people believe that somehow there was no people on the warships in the harbor of Gaza, or the merchant marine ships? There has to be 100 people on a ship that size just to maintain it, to keep it floating properly. So the Jewish professor that's called a traitor said there's between 10 and 30,000 people. And if you remember, in the beginning, my best guess was that 50,000 people will die on the side of Gaza only. The Jewish deaths are about over, whatever they are. Not a lot more people Jewish are going to die. But the deaths on the side of the Palestinians are going to be 50,000 plus. And then now Syria may get involved, which will extend the war for months, if not longer. And that's, Syria was involved yesterday to some small degree. From the Syrian border, they shot missiles at Israel. So now, if Syria gets involved, Iran may get involved, and then Iran is directly connected to Putin in Russia. And that would escalate it to a much higher level of degree, a much higher degree of war escalation. So, but Syria did get involved yesterday, according to the, and this, right from the get-go, I said this is going to be worse than people want to believe, because it's not going to be like the other ones. It's not going to be where they had a little incursion, a few hundred people. It's not going to be 50 or 100 people. It's already in the thousands, and it could be in the tens of thousands. It's not going to be. It's going to be Netanyahu's plan is to eliminate all of the Palestinian soldiers, which would extend to the PLO as well. And when they bring in those 350,000 ground troops, they're going to go door to door and eliminate the Palestinians' army. However, they're going to figure out who's who. I mean, I don't know how you do that, but that's what the plan is. Netanyahu's plan is to eliminate any possibility of this ever happening again, which means they have to kill a lot more than 900 people. That's my thoughts on the subject. I'll go back to the videotape now. Piloting a new oil pump. He got that new part. I don't know if it was an oil pump or some kind of fan. Okay, so Face Runner and DNC are talking about their military careers, and I'm not real sure what those letters mean. I think it's their rank in the military. Face Runner. Navy has Filipino mafia. I think that messed with Popeye. Think bucket. There we go again. All right, you know what you wanted to say. Okay, DNC. LOL, no. Worked for Battalion CMS. My brother works for the military, says Jeff the Killer. Okay, so let me see if I can find that video while you're listening for music. Jeff is in the cartel. I don't. Face Runner, you have your fun with words. Okay, you and DNC can do your. Maybe somebody else knows what you're talking about. That's even possible as well. Let me see if I can find that video by Jimmy Dore with man. Okay, Jimmy Dore. I'm going to let you guys listen to music for a minute while I look up this. I want to try to find that. Come on, baby.
Come on, baby, let's go to BOGO. Come on, baby, let's go to BOGO. Come on, baby, we're going to BOGO. Yes, now, baby, we're going to BOGO. Let's go to BOGO now. Everybody wants to how? Come on now, let's go to BOGO. Early in the morning, I will leave Pang Lao. Get on a ferry to Cebu. Then I'm gonna take a bus to BOGO, 'cause I got some questions for you. You're gonna answer my questions in BOGO. You're gonna answer my questions in BOGO. Lots of bloggers are going to BOGO. All sorts of people gonna go to BOGO. Let's go to BOGO now. Answer my questions now. Come on down to BOGO with me.
All right, baby. There you have it. Okay, I found the guy. Oh, okay, this is it right here. This is the one I was looking for right here. This is it. This is it. This one here, this goes on for miles, miles in every direction. So let me give you the link for this before I forget. It's not like 1 block or 2 blocks or a town. It's miles of complete and utter 100% devastation. Nothing is left. Nothing at all. No stores, not a window in a building for square miles. Square miles. Square miles. Okay, let's take a look at this. Look at every building here. Let's look at every building here. Every building. It's going to zoom in. This is the video I wanted. Look at every building. Not one building has one piece of glass in it at all. No doors, no windows, and not one piece of glass in any building. So even though the bomb hit here, and these were buildings that were 1, 2, 3. This is a 10-story building. That's a 6-story building. That's a 5. These are 3s and 4s. So even though these are 5+ story buildings, it blew out the glass in the surrounding area for a half a block in every direction. Let's go on. Yes, this is the one. Okay, this is the one. Okay, so there's nothing left to Gaza. And they're doing this constantly. They're blowing up buildings all day and all night. Nothing at all is left. No buildings, no stores, no electric, no food, no water is available. And they've been bombing these people like this for 5 days. This is what square miles of their community looks like. And this is, again, this is the same all over for square miles. And it goes back all the way in the back here, all the way over here. There was a video yesterday of all of this whole area. Everything that you could see looks exactly like this. So if the buildings are up, there's still no windows or doors, no water, no electric. Even this big building over to the left here. See this big building to the left? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, I don't know, 18-story building, not a window in it. Now, it is under construction, so there might not have been windows in there to begin with. But by the time they get up most of the way in a building like that, there are windows on the first 4 or 5 floors. But here, there's no windows anywhere. So that's possible, but not probable. And then over here, there's no windows anywhere. So this from the concussion of the blast, and it goes back over here to here, that's over 1,500 feet. 1,500 feet, not a window in a single building anywhere that you can see. I think that's, and they're just getting started. According to Mr. Netanyahu, they're just getting started. They're not going to stop. And then they're not going to negotiate for the hostages either. Netanyahu said, no, the president of Israel last night came on and said there will be no negotiations for the hostages at all. Zero. They have to give up the hostages 100% without asking for anything in return, and they have to surrender unconditionally before the bombing is going to stop. And that's probably not going to happen. Okay, well, that's what's going on there in Israel. So, and if you look up devastation Gaza, okay, so let's go over to, let's do one more. Let's go one more. Let's do Gaza. Let's do Gaza ships, sunk Gaza ships. Gaza ships today. All right. Boats in Gaza port. Okay. Yeah, this is one. I did not put it in my playlist, but I'll put it in my playlist now. If you don't know how to put something in your playlist, you have to make a playlist or press these three buttons right here. And you're going to have three options: download, save, or report. We're going to go save it. And then it's going to go into the net in Yahoo Israel War. I only spelled it like that because I don't know how to spell his name. Okay, and then you just go push the back button, go to the video, open up the video, get the name, posted the name over here on the bottom, paste that in, go down one line, cut the link out, put the link there. Usually the video itself will allow you to post that link for that video on that page. But sometimes it does, and sometimes it doesn't. It doesn't matter because I'm going to post it in my description box. And then we're going to go and we're going to review the video itself. Okay, here's the video itself. Let's open this up. So these are the boats where I'm saying there's got to be hundreds of people on these boats. These are big boats. And they're big boats that are probably sunk. Okay? These boats in the harbor, those are a couple of 100 feet, those bigger boats. 150, 200 feet. And they're blowing them all up, the bigger ones up. Now, if we look up how many people died, now that just showed one boat. Why it only showed one boat, I don't know. But there were like 8 boats over 275 to 300 feet long in the harbor that they sunk all at once yesterday. And it could be that they're sunk now and that's why we can't see them. So let's look up death toll. Gaza, Gaza. It was 900. See, it still didn't change much. It says it rises to 2,600. All right. And let's take a look at this. So 2,600 is 1,900 is what they said on day one. So only 700 people in 7 days, but 1,000 rounds of artillery shells have been. So that you see this building, don't you think somebody was in that building? I mean, where did they go? Where did the people go? Now they said for the people to leave, but of course there's going to be people that are not going to leave. They're going to think their building is going to be okay. But that's also been an issue where some people are saying there was no warning for the airstrikes themselves. Okay, so this is what happens from just one bomb. That's just one bomb, one artillery shell. And it's systematically, they're going through every block and every building systematically. This guy here, this is the president of Israel, I think. No, this is American guy. Department of State. This could be that. One of these guys is Jewish. I forgot his name. But he was lying. And this guy, his lips are open. He's lying too. And these people here, they're all lying. That's the Biden lying office. Biden lying. Lying with Biden. They're all liars. They're all having at it. And these people are just screwed. That's what these people are. She's lying too. She's about getting ready to lie. She's lying. She's a news reporter. She's not lying today. She was lying last year. But they all lie. I'm the only person that gives you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, when you're looking for the truth, remember, Michael Fazio for President 2024. That's true. I'm going to run. I would be a better president than the one we got right now. I'd certainly be a better president than Donald Trump. That guy, he's an Israel firster. He will bring this country into total New World Ordership. Donald Trump will do that. He did it last time. He shut the world down and usurped the 50 to 70% of the middle class savings. Mr. Donald Trump, 2024, my Buttinsky. Donald Trump is going to usher in the New World Order. Take my word for it. You know I've never been wrong about political stuff. Now, I wasn't wrong about the numbers. Last night at 3 o'clock in the morning, the numbers hadn't changed since day one. They were 900 and 1,000. Now it's total 2,600. But there were 900 and 1,000, 900 Hamas, 1,000 Israelis. But there were also 7,000 injuries and hospitalizations. So that other 700 people could have come from the people that died in the hospital, because a lot of them were very severe wounds. You're in a building that collapses, there's no guarantee you're going to live. So Michael Fazio for President 2024. Remember that. So I'm going to start my campaign. Donald Trump being a flying circus, he loves Donald Trump. He loves Donald Trump. He's got something, so yeah, I don't know why look, Donald Trump is the only option, but he's going to bring us into the New World Order. That's his job. He allowed Fauci to lie to him and the world. Then he lied about only one jab will do you. Then it was a jab program, and then it was a complete lockdown. Donald Trump is, make no mistake about it, is a New World Order type of guy. As much as Bush, more than Clinton, more than Obama, more than Biden. Donald Trump is surgically attached to Mr. Netanyahu. Let's go back to the videotape here. I think I'm done talking now. Pretty much done. Thanks for stopping by. I'm not going to talk much more. I think I'll give you a few more licks of BOGO music while I review the comments. Yeah, I could do that.
Come on, baby, let's go to BOGO. Come on, baby, let's go to BOGO. Come on, baby, we're going to BOGO. Yes, baby, we're going to BOGO. Let's go to BOGO now. Everybody wants to how? Come on now, let's go to BOGO. Early in the morning, I will leave Pang Lao. Get on a ferry to Cebu. Then I'm gonna take a bus to BOGO, 'cause I've got some questions for you. You're gonna answer my questions in BOGO. You're gonna answer my questions in BOGO. Lots of bloggers are going to BOGO. All sorts of people gonna go to BOGO. Let's go to BOGO now. Answer my questions now. Come on down to BOGO with me. All right, baby.
All right,
There
baby.
you have it.
There you have it. There you have it. So when John Blaze gets an update, he'll be posting an update. I'll post an update that John Blaze has an update, and we're all going to exchange autographs. So I'm going to go out and get an autograph book, like we had in high school, and we'll have some fun. Maybe some of us will stay at the same hotels, whatever. It's going to be a big party in BOGO as soon as John gets the itinerary. So let's go back over here to the videotape. We could shut that off. All right, that's gone. This one here, right here, there we are. Okay. They don't care, Scott. They'd rather hear your BOGO. So Scott Del Fuego says, you people need to realize that Michael is trying to get you educated and concerned with world affairs and how this could end mankind. Well, they're talking about... Well, all right. So last night I watched one video. Syria was supposed to have sent some kind of missiles or rockets into northern Israel. I don't know if we can find that. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. PA truck is going to be drinking in less than an hour. Woohoo, he says. Woohoo, baby. PA Trucker will have one for all of us. See, that's PA Trucker. Tell you what you do. This is what I like to do. When I was drinking and I wanted to have a woohoo day, this is how I did it. This is the only way to do it. Take my word for it. You do this for me and I'll do this with you one day. Go to the supermarket and buy 2 lemons, 2. And then if you have a shot glass, if you have 3 shot glasses, it's better. But 1 shot glass will work in a pinch. And cut the lemons up in about 10 pieces for each lemon. But only cut 1 lemon. Because by the time you're done with this first lemon, you're going to be done. But you'll remember me for the rest of your life. You need salt. Go to McDonald's, get some of those little packs. Now, you fill up a shot glass. You do the salt on your hand, Put the salt, shoot the tequila. You want to get tequila. You can buy the cheapest tequila you want, because after 3 shots you wouldn't know what you were drinking anyway. And I don't care how big you are, but you do the salt, the tequila, and then the lemon. And do that, do the shot, then another shot, and then you do that every 15 to 30 seconds, as soon as you could reload. That's why 3 glasses are better than 1. You do that for about 90 seconds, and you're done drinking. It's all over. That's how I used to drink tequila. No joke. We would put a bottle or 2 bottles on the table, a pile of lemons, and a salt shaker, and we would just do shots until the bottle was empty. Not in any order. Everybody got 1, everybody got another, everybody got another. Now, if there were 3 people, 1 bottle. If there were 4 people, 2 bottles. 5 people, 2 bottles, like that. And a bottle should not last 5 minutes. Should not last that long. 3 people doing a shot every 30 seconds. 6 shots each is 30 ounces. Okay? That's what you want to do, P. But wait till you're done driving, because when you start with the tequila, you're already done driving. You know that. Let's look up. Yeah, we'll all drink on Skype together. Frau can watch. Yeah, you could jam that up the boot. You could boot it. Boot tequila. Yeah, you actually, no joke, DNC. Actually, if you had an enema bottle, and people do this, I'll look it up right now. Look up enema bottle alcohol. People do it with alcohol. They give themselves an enema. You are drunk in 12 seconds. I'll look it up for you, because I know you don't believe me. I've heard about this. Hold on a minute. Let's turn this around. Enema. E-N-I-M. Enema. Enema alcohol. A-L-C-H. Alcohol. Enema alcoholic. Enema alcoholic. Oh, that's an enema alcoholic. That's even better yet. We Googled enema alcoholic. Butt chugging or boofing. Oh, you had the right word, boofing. I never heard of that word before. DNC. An alcohol enema is also known colloquially as butt chugging or boofing, in the act of introducing alcohol into the rectum via the colon. Who would have known? Only DNC would know that information. And you got to wonder how he knows that information. You got to wonder why DNC knows about boofing. That's a strange... I've heard of it before. I never did it. I never saw anybody do it, but I've heard of it. You can't do it with a frozen margarita. No, you I guess you could, if it was like a slushie. No. With that guy doesn't use an enema bottle. He just takes the bottle. He lays down on the bed, takes the bottle, and inserts it upside down. You know what I'm talking about? You know KIBBUTZ? That guy wouldn't use an enema bottle. He just shoved the bottle in there upside down. That's what I would think he would do with it, because those guys that have those NP3 traits, they've been known to play with gerbils and other mice, gerbils, stuff like that. Bottles. Kavanaugh hearings. Kavanaugh. Who was Kavanaugh? That was famous. That was the Kavanaugh was with Trump. Wasn't Kavanaugh with Trump? Wasn't he Trump's lawyer or somebody like that? Kavanaugh. I'm pretty sure Kavanaugh. Yeah, remember Richard Gere? Brett Kavanaugh. Right, okay, right, I know he was famous. Supreme Court Justice. I don't remember the story behind him, but that was a long time ago. Judge. Let's just take a look. Judge. J. Brett Kavanaugh. What's he famous for, though? Oh, he's a Supreme Court judge. Okay. What is the big thing that he did, though? Ah, he's big into boofing. Ah, he's a boofer. Okay. No, I'm only kidding. All right, okay, that was the lady that accused him. Okay, and he was innocent. Ah, yeah, he has the beautiful wife. I remember him now. I remember him. Why would he have had a relationship with that skanky woman when he had that beautiful family, if I remember? Okay. So, anybody have any questions about Israel? And whether, I don't know whether any of it's true or not, but all I know is that now, I'm thirsty. There's no more feed at all from Hawaii and the fires. No more feed from that other place. What was it? Turkey, Pakistan, Quebec, I forgot the name of the country where we just gave them $200 billion. Kazakhstan, I forgot the name of the country already. They got me, they brainwashed me to forget the name of the country we just gave $200 billion to. Turkey, Saran wrap, Kazakhstan. I forgot. Ukraine. That was it. I really did forget. I couldn't remember the name of that country. Because they got it, they brainwash you. This is how they do it. They get you so wrapped up in a new process, a new storyline, that the old storyline becomes the old storyline. The new storyline is the new storyline, and we forget about. Remember Gomez Adams when he went down into the basement with that the guy who was going to scam him, and it was the accountant, and he goes, you that's new business. We have to finish old business before we start new business. And then he gave them there were chests of gold. That was one of my favorite skits. Old business is old business. This is new business. We have to finish. Then he would bust out the sword. That was funny. I like that. Allah is behind it all. Allah is, you could rest assured. Allah did disappear right around the day of the initial attack. Hey, Frel. You go out and get yourself an autograph book. You could get everybody's autograph. Everybody's going to be exchanging autographs. Now, if I was you, I'd want to get everybody's autograph, and maybe you get a video of everybody as well. And if Allo comes, you could have a video of Allo as well. I want to get everybody's autograph. And also, I'm going to explain it to you. There's a guy coming that's probably the most famous of all the YouTubers, and it's not Allo. But he will not disclose who he is. He may just be there in the sidelines, but he will be there if he's in the Philippines, and he's coming to the Philippines. So there's going to be a lot of people that will want to go. Getting there maybe is something else, but I would like to go if I can. I'm going to ask my mother before I leave. My mother will tell me. All right then, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to end this live stream. I'll give you one more round of Scott Del Fuego, and thank you everybody. DNC, Flying Circus, Scott, Face Runner, that other PA Trucker. Thanks for stopping by and sharing a little bit of your free time with us. It is Friday night, right? Actually, it's Friday the 13th. Whoa, Friday the 13th. And Jack Thompson went to bed early, I guess. And that other fella, Jonesy Jones. We are living in some troubled times, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for stopping by. And of course, I'm being Permy, which means take care always. Bye-bye for now. I'll have, Scott, the song. Give a little bit of song and you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give Allo a ding, ding, ding. Right now. Allo, hell, allo, hell, allo. Ready?
Come on, baby, let's go to BOGO. Come on, baby, let's go to BOGO. Come on, baby, we're going to BOGO. Yes, baby, we're going to BOGO. Let's go to BOGO now. Everybody wants to how? Come on now, let's go to BOGO. Early in the morning, I will leave Pang Lao. Get on a ferry to Cebu. Then I'm gonna take a bus to BOGO, 'cause I got some questions for you. You're gonna answer my questions in BOGO. You're gonna answer my questions in BOGO. Lots of bloggers are going to BOGO. All sorts of people gonna go to BOGO. Let's go to BOGO now. Answer my questions now. Come on down to BOGO with me.
All right, baby. There you have it. There you have it. So one of the questions is, why did you say the things that you said? And then I will ask the questions of the things that you said and why you said those things. And I don't think you'll answer them, but I mean, I can ask you questions, and so can anybody else. They're probably going to be like a paparazzi there with all the people with flash cameras and stuff like that. BOGO is going to be a lot of fun. We're all going to get together, sign each other's autographs, and make videos with each other. It's going to be a great YouTube meetup. That's right, baby. I'm Pink Permy from the Philippines. Of course, that means take care always. Bye-bye for now.